We'd arrived on the banks of the Oriana, first job as ever, load the boats and head off in search of some swims. Travelling for around 20 minutes or so, we arrived at an area that Gary and I had both fished before. It was deep water and we were pretty confident it would hold some fish in readiness for them to move upstream into the shallow water to spawn. Conditions were going to be warm over the next few days, so hopefully fish would move through the area and we'd catch them before they headed up into the shallow water to spawn. That was the plan. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it would work. Hello, I'm Ian Hirst from Crafty Catch and you've joined me on the fantastic Oriana in Spain. It's a huge reservoir, 20 miles long from A to B and around 250, I'm not sure if it's miles or kilometres, around the actual entire bank, so it's a beast of a lake. It's famous for its wild, hard-fighting carp and I'm here to try and catch one of those. I've come with a friend of mine, Gary Thorley, who lives in Spain, so I've travelled to this area many times before. We're at the top end of the lake. Hopefully the fish are going to move up to this end as it shallows. It becomes a lot shallower at this end of the lake. Traditionally some fish move into this area to spawn. As you can see, the sun's starting to drop, it's getting low in the sky. I've got the rods out now, I've baited put some rigs out there, gone out with a fish finder, found some spots where I wanted to put the bait. I've glugged the bait, soaked them, some real fishy krill smell into that king prawn boilie. I've glugged my hook baits, I've got 3 rods on the spots. Traditionally you catch through the night on these sort of venues, very clear water and with the bright blue skies, fish don't tend to feed till night time, so fingers crossed we'll get one of those wild Oriana beasts and you'll be able to see it on the mat in the morning. Sun's about to go down, I'm about to have something to eat and a nice cool Spanish beer. Hopefully see you in the morning with fish on the mat. Adios. Well, Lady Luck had certainly shone on me in the night and I managed to get one of these wild Oriana commons. It fought like an absolute beast. After about 20 minutes of man versus fish, it just kept stripping and stripping line into that deep water. Eventually I managed to slip the net under it and I was so happy. I barely slept until daylight, just waiting to have another look at my prize, and here it is. It scraped the scales just over £30, but weight is absolutely irrelevant when you're fishing these waters for these wild fish. Just to get one on the mat it's hard to explain how ecstatic you are. You know, you feel so privileged to have caught one, and usually you've earned it as well. So I was pretty chuffed, and here it is, my first fish of March session on Oriana. I was so happy, mate. I just cannot explain how happy I was to see that fish. Well, we fished hard for another couple of days. It was still bright and hot, but it looked like we weren't going to have any more action in that area. Fish weren't really showing. It looked like they'd moved through and gone further up into the shallow water to spawn, so it was time for a move. Another 2 nights passed by pretty quickly with no more action. The weather was looking to change. It gone from bright hot mid-20s to low, maybe single figures, and absolutely, bitter cold by night. We headed off into a different area of the lake. The wind was due to change. There were storms blowing in. Fingers crossed this would put us on some fish. As you can see, we got absolutely battered by hailstorms, but undeterred we managed to get the rods out. We'd seen a rainbow, it spurred us all on. We were hoping for our own crock of gold.
Gary's prize. We're just about to unveil it. How big is it, Gary?
It's 50 pound, 8 ounce of Oriana mussel.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much.
You've earned that, pal. Let's have a look. Beast.
How you feeling, Gaz?
As we sat there enjoying coffee, news began to filter through that Spain was going into lockdown. We had no choice but to leave the lake, as I had to be back in England in a few days' time. So that is where the session ended, but you can be sure we'll be back again after these wonderful Oriana carp. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hopefully I'll get some more videos up here in the near future. Stay safe, everybody.